I came to praise and to encourage this initiative, this activity of the project, 70 days for 70 years lounge. There are very many ways how to remember. There are very many commandments not to forget. But this project of 70 days learning, holding this book, and learning in the memory of the names of the people, of the personalities who perished during the Holocaust, most of them unknown, I think this is the best and most holy way how to do the Zachor and Lo Tishkach. And I will explain myself. Everyone knows today that the Nazis didn't declare a war only against the Jews. Physically, final solution, Wannsee Conference, January 42, exactly this month, this week. They declared the war, first of all, against Judaism, against the Jewish heritage, against our tradition. How do I know it? Not only because of they wrote it, and they said it many, many times. In the last will of Hitler, written in the bunker in Berlin on May 45, April 45, he wrote it. But you can see it from your very eyes in the history of World War II. 10 months before the war broke out, on the 9th of November, 1938, 10 months before the 1st of September, 39. Kristallnacht. What a brilliant name. Kristallnacht. Something shining. It's a brilliant name. What happened? Over 1,000 shuls throughout Germany, from east to west, were destroyed in one night by the Nazis. 10 months before the war broke out. He declared the war, first of all, against the shuls, burned shuls, burned the Sifrei Torah. They destroyed also the chandeliers. This gave the name Kristallnacht. It was a dark night. It was not a night of crystal. It was a night of hatred, of destruction. By the way, they killed 3,000 Jews. By the way, they took 30,000 Jews and put them in the concentration camps at that November, Dachau, Buchenwald, and many others. They understood that the heart of the Jewish people is the shul, the synagogue. They understood that the Sefer Torah, this gives life to this nation. They didn't know Rav Saadia Gaon, who said that all our nationality is born and created because of the Torah. They didn't know Rav Saadia Gaon, but they knew the reality. The reality was that a Jew without Jewish life, without Jewish concept of life, is not a Jew, is not a nation. They hated the Jews because of their tradition. That's what they wanted to destroy. Now can you understand that 70 years later, 80 years almost later, thousands, hundreds of thousands of Yidden learn Torah, all kinds of Dvar Torah, all these 70 days till Pesach, Chag HaGeulah, to commemorate, to show where is the really victory, where is the triumph, who lost the battle and who won it. We won it. They are not here anymore. The descendants of them, you can see in hyper kosher in Paris, or in a synagogue, or in a museum in Brussels. But they disappeared. And we took care that our candles, our light will not be extinguished forever. Never. We have a din in the Torah, a commandment of Yibum, 2 brothers. One of them passed away, God forbid, without children. The brother who survived has to take the widow, his sister-in-law, to give a name to his late brother. Yibum. It's a mitzvah, a commandment. And the child they will have, will carry the name of the late brother. Why? The Torah says, Velo yimache shmo mi-Israel, that his name in the people of Israel will not be forgotten, will not be extinguished. This is the commandment. Short time ago, I gave a lecture in a gymnasium in Tel Aviv, in Yad Eliyahu, named there for the district. After the lecture, it was before the high holidays, a secular school. A lady came to me, holding a picture in her hand. Before she showed me the picture, she said, I am Ola Chadasha, a new immigrant from Ukraine, from Kiev. My mother had a cousin, a girl of 5 years old, who was brutally killed, murdered in Babi Yar, which is a part of Kiev, the capital city of Ukraine. 2 nights between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, 1941, before Wannsee Conference, before the decisions were taken for the final solution that they called it. They made Babi Yar as a test. What will the world react? There was no reaction, by the way. And those 2 nights, 2 days, they took from Kiev 33,771 Jews. One. They had the numbers exactly. Ordnung muss sein. And they killed them, shooting them in gun machines in the valley of Babi Yar, in Kiev. One of those victims was a girl of 5 years old, the cousin of her mother. She's a teacher in that gymnasium in Tel Aviv. She says, my cousin was a child, an orphanage. Her mother died when she was 3 or 4 years old. The poster said, all the Jews must go on this direction from the main road of Kiev with all the jewelry, money, what they have, and nice clothing. You are going to a new settlement, and the train will wait for you. This girl put on her all the jewelries of her mother, a girl of 5 years old. That's the girl, and she gave me a picture. No one knows her name, she said. She is forgotten. I am the last one who knows that she existed once. When I'm passing away, her name will never be remembered. Never. Do me a favor. You appear so often in the media, wherever. Tell them about my mother's cousin, an orphanage of 5 years old, how they killed her. And they took first of all the jewelry of her mother, what she had in a small suitcase. And she showed me a picture. Beautiful girl. Beautiful. I asked her, what's the name? She said, Etty. Eti what? Ash. Eti Ash. I said to her, thank you. I promise you that Eti Ash will never be forgotten. This is the third time that I tell the story of Eti Ash from Babi Yar. The same night was 70 years to Babi Yar, to that massacre. In the theater of Yerushalayim, I came to speak there with President that time, Shimon Peres, and the Foreign Office Minister of Ukraine who came. And I showed the picture. And all the televisions in Israel and in Ukraine took the picture and the name, Eti Ash, an orphanage of 5 years old. The heroes of the Nationalsozialistische Partei had murdered such a girl, stolen her jewelry, inherited from her mother, and killed her brutally. Eti Ash. I said it again in the March of the Livings, in Auschwitz, in the day of Holocaust, and this is the third time. Because as chairman of Yad Vashem Council, I am very worried about the issue of remembering the names. We had pages of testimony, Dapei Ed in Yad Vashem. Because when Yad Vashem was established 60 years ago, we knew about 6 million victims, but we didn't have the names, no details. In the time, we have today 4,200,000 names, no more, because of this Dapei Ed. We take names from the shuls, where there is a chandelier, or Aron Kodesh. And there is Lezecher, in memory of. We take these pictures and we investigate who they were. Cemeteries all over the world, Jewish cemeteries, or Jewish sects of cemeteries. On the stones you have Lezichron Olam Lemaskeret Netzach, in memory of Hashem Yikom Damam, Shenispu Bashoah. We take the photos of these stones, we have another names. So altogether we have over 4,200,000 names. We don't have the 6 million because there is no one to give a testimony. If they killed the whole family, if they have destroyed the whole village, the whole shtetl doesn't exist, who will give a testimony about Sarale and Leale and Avremel and Moishale and Shloimale? Who will tell them about them? Exactly like Eti Ash. A miracle that her the daughter of her cousin, came on Aliyah to Eretz Yisrael, met me and gave me the name. Now in Yad Vashem you have Eti Ash. So you understand how I appreciate and praise your project. To give you the names, everyone will hold the name and said, I am learning in order to remember that there once lived a person named Batya Lifshitz. And many others, millions others. This is not only in honor of the past, this is also to promise the future. The slogan here is very right. We have to honor the past because we have to promise the future exactly like we hope from that festival that ends the 70 days, Chag HaPesach. This is a celebration of not only from slavery to freedom, Yetziat Mitzrayim, but from death to life. Yehi Ratzon, שנזכה לגאולה שלמה. כי ימי צאתך מארץ מצרים הראינו נפלאות. The miracles we had there, by Exodus, we read them yesterday in Parashat Va'era, we have them this week in Parashat Bo. The same miracles, we will be privileged to see them in the full redemption of the Jewish people. B'meira v'yameinu. Amen.